Hey Mitchell, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I am just excited to see your face. It's been too long.
I know, right?
Yeah, well, these are the times we're living in, though, right?
Exactly.
Well, so I am curious what's going on with Center Stage throughout all this, crazy 2020.
Well, we're taking it one step at a time. One of the big things right now is that we want to keep our casts, our crews, our production teams, and our audiences safe and healthy. And so we're following the CDC guidelines and we're just making sure that we keep everybody protected. And so that means at this point, we are going to do things a little differently until the end of the year. Um, as people have probably noticed, Broadway is shut down until January. And,
Mhm.
you have to pay attention to those things, I believe. And, with a lot of counsel from our board and just a lot of prayer, moving forward, we have some things that I think will keep people's appetite hungry for theater in the future. And then when it's time for us to come back and we see that the numbers have dropped, we'll be back on stage in no time with a live audience because there is nothing like live theater.
I agree. Well, so tell
Mhm.
me, what kind of changes have you made to adapt to this new normal?
We are doing digital, and a lot of theaters across the country are doing digital right now. They're doing a lot of digital readings, a lot of digital um, uh, plays. There's some
Hmm.
theater companies that are doing digital plays and musicals. So um, I think we just have to adapt to the times. As they say, these are the times. That's what we're adapting to. So we have a virtual production of a show that I created with my god sister in Arizona called the Soul of Broadway, which celebrates African American musicals and characters on Broadway. And it's the 10-year anniversary. So we decided to do a virtual production of that. And it's filmed in the Heidel with 7 actors and a musical director who's on the piano. We are socially distant on stage, and a lot of the numbers are solo, so no one's around. But we did a show in the Heidel without an audience, and
Oh,
it was weird a little bit, but
yeah.
I think you're gonna enjoy the show nonetheless when it live.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Now, what can you tell us about the Soul of Broadway for someone that's never seen it, never heard of it? Tell us about that.
It's one big old concert, is what it is, and you hear everything from Dreamgirls to The Wiz to Ain't Misbehaving. You even hear some little known musicals that a lot of people don't know about called The Scottsboro Boys, which is about these young men that were convicted of a crime that they didn't commit back in, I believe it was like the 30s or 40s. It was back then. There's a musical about that. There's a musical about there's a song from Once on This Island, which is about to become a film on Disney Plus actually.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so there's a lot of jewels and gems that are there that are going to be sang and by a powerhouse cast
Mm.
and a great musical director. So it's going to be
Well,
a lot of fun, I think. And I think
I'm
people,
excited. I can't wait.
yes, yes.
So
So
now, how are we going to watch that?
on YouTube. It is going to be on YouTube. It is going to launch our new YouTube channel that Center Stage has, and that will be some of the first content that we have on there. And it's at CS Theater Comp, which is COMP. CS Theater Comp is the handle for our YouTube. So that's where you'll be able to see that content. And then there will be a fundraiser button that you can click. And if you want to donate to Center Stage, you can donate to Center Stage as well.
Because normally, if you were going to come and see the Soul of Broadway, how much would you pay for a show like that?
At least $15 to $20.
Okay. So,
So
I mean, it isn't live, so there is that, but the theater is still a nonprofit and
right,
needs all the funding that you can get, right?
Right. This is a theater is strictly run by volunteers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's our love of theater that keeps us wanting to do this. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely one of the ways to help generate funds for the theater. And then on top of that, we also have the following week on August 21st is our youth talent show. And so our young people at our theater have taped themselves for this talent show, and it's being put together like a movie, or what I call AKA the BET Awards. The BET Awards, the BET was filmed that way, where they filmed all the performances and then they had a digital host. And our digital host for that show is Kevin Temple. He's a comedian based out
Oh,
of Bowling
cool.
Green. Based out of Bowling Green, but out of
Okay.
Bowling Green. And he did Aquila and the Bee with us. He played Willie the handyman. And
Oh, okay. He was so cute. Yeah, I
he,
like, yeah,
he's so funny. So
yeah.
I think people are going to get a kick out of him hosting and being our virtual host and guiding them through all these performances. You're going to see monologues. You're going to see guitar playing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see dancing. You're going to be singing. We've got some really talented kids in our youth program, and I'm really, really excited about them showcasing their talent, because we didn't get to have our youth show this summer,
Mm-hmm.
which is normally usually held in July. But this time around, because of COVID, that couldn't happen. But we wanted to make sure that we gave them their spotlight and their chance to shine. So
Well, so now do you have any idea of how many youth to expect?
at least 10 to 15. We're still firming up the list a little bit, but we're almost up to 10 now. And I think by the time we finish, we'll have 15 uh, young people involved in the show.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. So it sounds like you're doing some interesting, innovative things to keep people engaged and aware of what's going on at Center Stage. Mitchell, tell us about your mission.
Our mission is basically for everyone. Our slogan is for everyone to get in on the act. And when I mean everyone, I mean all ethnicities, any theater backgrounds or non-theater backgrounds. That's really what we're all about, is bringing everyone together for the love of the arts. And so that is really what our mission statement is. And it is truly about bringing a community together, because for me, community theater doesn't mean just one set of people. It means everybody encompassed in the community: Black, white, Asian, Latino, Hispanic, you name it. And it's
Young, old.
old, young and
Yeah.
old. Most
Yeah.
definitely, it's everybody. And that's what I love about our Center Stage family, is that we have such a melting pot of great people in the community and the surrounding communities that are involved in Center Stage as well.
You really do. You've got something special with Center Stage. And I'll tell you, you've done so many shows that were racially relevant, talking about things that I had kind of thought were just really something, I don't know, like a thing of the past, honestly. But we've been proven wrong this 2020, haven't we?
We have, the interesting thing about all of this is, at one point, I was actually going to put away talking about racism a little bit, because we talk about it every season, and
Mm-hmm.
this fourth season that we had was really, really touched on racism. And so I was going to put that away after this season. And boy, oh boy, I realized that we still have some work to do, really,
Yeah.
because of that. And I believe and we're going to continue to talk about. We've been talking about it for years, and we're going to continue to talk about it as long as we still have to call the names George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's why it's really important that we reflect diversity at Center Stage.
I'll tell you, how many youth do you think are involved or have been involved in the past at Center Stage?
Since 2017, when we've had an official youth program, I'm going to guess over 100 kids have come through Center Stage so far in
Mm-hmm.
the last 3 years.
And I've been involved here and there and seen your shows, and I think that these kids, they really look up to you and they love you, and they're all friends with each other. And I think this is such a great opportunity for people to get together, like you said, community, and learn from each other. And I feel like you're doing something very special at Center Stage, and I think you're really making an imprint on these young people's lives, and more so than you think. And so tell me, what are some of the shows you've done in the past that were racially that talked about race relations?
Dr. King and Malcolm X is probably the one that comes off of the top of my head. The Meeting by Jeff Stetson. That was such an educational piece and such an educational tool at the time. It really affected a lot of people. Also, To Kill a Mockingbird, I think, really struck chords with people a lot. That's one of our most popular shows we've ever done, and so that struck a chord with people. And then we did a small show that not a lot of people saw, but it was called Master Harold and the Boys, and it was about institutionalized racism and what people are being taught from the day they are born, and how it that stirs things up in them later on. So we've done that, and then we've done Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. So
Mm-hmm.
we've done quite a few shows that have talked about race. And people want to say that it's, or they said in the would say said in the past, it's not a hot button topic, but it is a hot button topic, and it's obviously with the headlines that are going on, it's one of those things that we have to continue to talk about it. If there's no dialogue about it, then I don't think anything's going to be solved if
Yeah,
we don't
I
talk
agree.
about it.
Well, well, I think that you're doing something really special, and we're blessed to have you in the local community. Tell me, Mitchell, repeat your mission again, or your
It
slogan.
it is everyone get in on the act. It is basically everyone can get involved. We're here to serve the entire community.
Yep, and you really have, and you're doing a great job. And I look forward to these performances that are going to be on YouTube. And now, do you have something else going on?
One other thing, and this is really important, and it's our Arts Are Essential campaign. It is a new slogan that we decided to come up with, and it is to help promote the arts in our area. During this quarantine, um, a lot of people have had to rely on artists, whether it be with television, whether it be with film, whether it be with music. Had it not been for art in the forms of books, movies, musics, even streamed plays like Hamilton, none of this would help us. None of this would get us through this tough time. And that's why I believe arts are essential. I have a lot of friends that work professionally and they can't go back to work until January. And so I don't think people realize how important the arts are professionally and even just community wise and locally, especially with arts funding being cut from the National Endowment. And arts are the first things to go in schools. Those are the first programs to be cut before anything else. And so I think a lot of people have realized during this pandemic that we rely a lot on the arts more than they think.
Well, we do, and that's how people learn. And we've had some great conversation. I know I did the talk back with Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and you have great conversation leaving the theater with your family and talking about the shows that you've done. And so I really appreciate you and Center Stage and all that you're doing. And I look forward to all the great things that are around the corner.
So what it is with the Arts Are Essential campaign is it's a T-shirt. It looks in very similar to one of those thank you grocery store plastic bags,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was designed by the fabulous Felicia Penza, who is our artist at Center Stage. And it's a wonderful shirt. You can get it off of Southeast Impressions website. There's a store that's set up for us, and a portion of the proceeds of the shirts will go back to Center Stage, and it'll help with some funding that we need at the theater. So it's a great shirt. It is going to, the fundraiser will go through the end of next weekend. So I believe on the 17th at noon is the last time you'll be able to purchase the shirts before they send them out.
Okay, well, wonderful. Well, I hope everyone goes and purchases a t-shirt and supports the arts. And thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to everything that you've got going on. And we appreciate you here in the community.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I wish I could give you a big hug right now. So air hugs.
Air hugs. Air hugs.
Yeah. All right.